Hi everyone, this is Max from the Burley Box, and this week we're going to talk about a small game that is called Finding Paradise. It's a small but very powerful game for me, and in the next few minutes I'm going to explain to you why. Sometimes in life we come across a book or a movie or even a TV show that is meaningful to us and that has deep meaningful meaning to our life narrative. And I have found one such a game, and it's called Finding Paradise. In the next few minutes we're going to break it down and try to see why it was meaningful to me and why it might be meaningful to you. It's visual novel more than the game, in the sense that where you don't have to fend off enemies or you don't have to shoot everywhere. It's very story driven, and the story for me was beautiful, and also the visuals are great. The music is absolutely stellar. So let's break it down and go see what it's all about. So here is my review for Finding Paradise. The premise of the game revolves around a technology provided by a company, simply named Sigmund, that can enable doctors and technicians to enter the minds of dying patients or clients. The dying patient contracts Sigmund to enter their minds on their deathbeds. The purpose of such an endeavor is so that the client can modify or erase some of his memories and be replaced by new memories. And that way, the dying wishes to erase painful memories or reverse decisions that led to regrets or unhappy outcomes. Now, with such a technology, unfulfilled dreams can become real to the patient as their memories are replaced before their final hours. It is said that the severity of such a procedure is such that the only moment it can be used is when the patient is on his deathbed, and the new memories would be the last thing they ever felt. In Finding Paradise, two doctors from Sigmund are called upon to enter the mind of a client named Colin Reed, a retired airline pilot, husband and father. Even though that he seemed to have a fulfilling life, he calls upon Sigmund to change his memories, but there is a catch. Colin has a cryptic wish. He wishes for them to enter his mind and alter as little as possible from his life with his wife and his son. Not much more information is given as to what he wishes to be done with his memories. So this is how the story begins, leaving our two hero doctors, Dr. Eva Rosaline and Dr. Neil Watts, to deal with the difficult task of fulfilling this patient wishes. This is where they embark on a journey into their dying patient's mind to travel through Colin Reed's memories. And now, let's break down the game to look and analyze all the different parts that are integral to the game. The visuals of the game are reminiscent of mid-90s old-school 16-bit graphics, but with a much larger color palette available at that time. Most of the visuals of Finding Paradise are vibrant and colorful, some reminding me of old cult games like Secret of Mana or Chrono Trigger. Most of the renders are breathtaking and exquisitely detailed, and sometimes some are more dark and more into the mood of the game. The visuals of the game help to create a unique atmosphere, but when it is coupled with the music, this is where this game shines. It is true that a good soundtrack or a bad one can make a difference between a great experience from a disappointing one. The music in Finding Paradise is spot on. The music adds an emotional layer that enhances the whole experience. At some points, the music coupled with the visual and subject matter would bring tears to my eyes. The soundtrack is the work of Ken Gao and is absolutely marvelous and insightful. The music helps guide your feelings during the narrative and makes playing Finding Paradise a truly unique experience. Here, let's listen to some of the soundtrack. the most part, the story or narrative is profound and insightful. There are key subjects that are explored in the game like friendship, family, and loneliness, to name a few. The narrative makes the player think about the morals of erasing genuine memories and replacing them with artificial recollection of a made-up life. So the player is confronted with the comparative morality of what is real and if our memories that we can feel and cherish makes them real, whether they are genuine or fake. Also, the game touches heavily on loneliness and how we cope with such feelings. How a sense of longing for someone can drive us to almost anything, whether it is once again real or fake. The story also shows how for some of us, life can be difficult with all its challenges and its uncertainties. How an awkward person like me or some of us out there can cope with the realities of life. How for some people, something as simple as making a friend is a daunting task. The difficulties we face on a daily basis can seem hard to overcome, but with the right person it might be easier to cope and live. All we just discussed is all fine with me, but one place where the game fell short for me is with the dialogue between the two doctors. It is at some places bland, but the worst part is the attempts at humor. It is quite frankly very childish and easy. This was for me a low point, albeit a small one, of Finding Paradise. The dialogue and jokes were to me vaguely reminiscent of past oldies like Final Fantasy from the 80s and 90s. The mechanics of the game are really simple. It is after all more of a visual novel game than an action-packed adventure where you have to shoot down hordes of enemies to get from point A to point B. Generally speaking, the game takes you through memories. In each one, you have to explore the scene by controlling the main characters with a keyboard to find objects that have sentimental value to the patient. When you have found all the bits and pieces of memories in the scene, you have to unlock the next scene by playing a Candy Crush-like minigame. As far as I could see, you have unlimited time and absolutely no way of screwing up this part. It is just a time filler and completely unnecessary. You could take out this mechanic and you wouldn't take away anything to the essence of the game. Alright, so as for my appreciation for this game, obviously it was a very good game. For me it resonated. The story was stellar, was deep and meaningful. It was more than just to shoot 'em up. Not that there's something wrong with that, but sometimes it's good to just let go and play something more mellow. This is one for you. I liked everything about it except some few cases, like the mechanics and also the cheap humor. But everything in it, the music, the story, and also the visuals, everything was resonating with me. And I hope that some of you out there are going to play it. Alright, I hope that you liked the video this week. And if you did, leave a like, press the subscribe button. It helps us a lot. And also leave a comment. We'd like to hear from you and respond with you. So that's pretty much it. We love you guys and have a great week.